Hello YouTube, welcome back to another game of Starcraft 2 Legacy of the Void. This is going to be the fourth game between Polt and Soulkey. It's from the Intel Extreme Masters 2016 held in Taipei. It's an 8-player tournament with a prize pool of $25,000. Now my throat is very clogged up right now, so I have to clear that out. I do apologize about that. Let's introduce our players very quickly, but before that, if you have missed the previous games, the links are going to be in the description. If you're on stream, you will be able to scroll back up to 4 hours on the stream to view anything that I've done previously, or even basically watch it as a video. Obviously, if you're responding to something on a delayed stream, not going to really be able to see that. So let's see. Scores are about to be displayed after we introduce our players, so spoilers are coming. On the top left hand side here of Central Protocol, we have got Polt. Polt is on Team CM Storm, and he is from South Korea. Now, Polt is... you know what? No scores yet. I have got first introducer player Soulkey, his opponent. He's a Zerg player spawning as the blue on the bottom left hand side here. He's from TCM-Gaming, and he's from South Korea. So 2 South Koreans here. Very interesting to note. Let's see how this one plays out. And scores are about to be displayed. Polt is currently on 1, Soulkey currently on 2. So if Soulkey takes this game, he'll be moving on to round 4. If Polt takes this game, we're moving on to game number 5. And with that, at that point, the decision will be made. So it looks like there was a hatchery put down here first for Soulkey. Not thinking of any crazy amount of harassment, just 1 barracks going down for Polt as well, which just essentially means he could potentially do a bit of Reaper harassment, but inevitably the command center is going to come out very shortly. So let's see what our Zerg player going to do. Is he going to put down... He's actually taken out a few Zerglings, so 4 Zerglings in total. Typically you see just 2 Zerglings being taken out just to do a bit of scouting with them. But if you take out a bit more, then you might be trying to do a bit of harassment, or maybe even defend off against a Reaper that's about to come in as well. Now Reaper is about to land in the base. Zerglings are in place. Now Micro is going to be pretty much everything for Polt right now. He would potentially be able to take out all these Zerglings if he just was patient enough, but it would be requiring some very good control. Now inside of his own base, he does have the 1-1-1 build very early on, starting here. That was a terribly constructed sentence, I have to say. And I'm quite ashamed of it. But he is starting his 1-1-1 build, as you can see. Destiny Cloud Fist. And no, I'm not holding my fist up in the air. Starport is on the way here. So let's see what he's going to do with that. Looks like Marine's being pumped out. No Widowmine just yet. How many kills has this got already? 3 kills on Reaper, which looks like it's not any workers, just Zerglings. Metabolic boost on the way also. At that point, just 1 Reaper would get taken out very quickly by a bunch of Zerglings, because it would be extremely difficult to kite it on or off creep. And let's see, we have a lair on the way actually. That's quite interesting to note. So a lair coming down for Soulkey. Question is going to be, what is he going to do with that? He does have a second gas. Oh my god, 4 gases. 4 gases. Are we going to see some Mutalisk play? Could very well be the case. Let's see, Siege Tank is here. We have a medevac already on the way. And looks like he's got a tech lab being freed up. Probably going to use that for a barracks, just to get the marine upgrades out of it. And potentially concussive shells, which don't seem to actually be as popular these days. And let's see, the actual gas is getting stacked up here, so I do have a strange feeling this is going to be a Mutalisk Spire. Or rather, just a Spire. Is it going to be? Is it going to be? He does have the resources. Yes, it is. There we go. Spire is on the way. So the most important thing here is going to be... Oh, interesting enough, blocking the hatchery. Nice play here. Now, probably going to want to send a few Zerglings out here. Now, these will be able to deal with this Reaper quite easily. And this Reaper is probably dead at this point. Oh, nope, manages to get away. Putting down a hatchery now. At this point, Polt is going to know that this hatchery is being intended right now. It's the thought process of Soulkey, and of course he sees it being made. Now this is very crucial scouting right now. If he gets into the base here, he's going to see that spire. He does see it. Does he select it? He does indeed. He selected that spire. Means he's fully aware of it. And at this point he's going to start preparing for it to either punish it or to counter it. Looks like Stim is the only thing being researched right now. There's no missile turrets just yet. But of course you do have about 30 to 40 seconds before you need to start making a missile turret. So that's actually quite fine. Everything going fine. There we go. Missile turret is on the way. The question is, he does have about 1,000 gas by the time that's complete. Is he going to make 10 mutalisks? It's not going to have the actual minerals for it, but 4 mutalisks being created right now. He's reserving some of those resources. Not quite sure why. Maybe he's planning on getting some upgrades. He did just put down level 1 carapace and ranged weapons. But no more mutalisks. It's a very strange number. I mean, you need about 5 to actually one-shot an SCV. So it's definitely strange to see 4 being created without any follow-up to that. I mean, he has no purpose of... no reason to continue with a mass mutalisk production simply because he has been spotted at the beginning. So obviously there is going to be some sort of preparation for these. There we go, a scary marine army with Stim out the front. He doesn't have shields ready for them yet. Army supply is very, very even. 68 to 67 right now. But Marines with Stim versus a bunch of Zerglings, that will very quickly get even out. I mean, look at those. They just melted right in front of them. They didn't even touch them. I think the only fire damage that actually went down there was friendly fire from the siege tank. Siege tank in the back is like da 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 now now da 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 now. Right? Does any one of you recognize that? I hope you do. Starcraft 1. There we go, the Stim Marines. Getting pushed back a little bit. I think he actually has enough to defend off against. Oh no, the siege tanks getting taken out there. Cross the Biles, beautifully played there. And these Marines getting cleaned up there. What is he going to do here? Oh, nice. Mutalisk chasing down those medevacs. Going to probably take them out. I mean, there's only one siege tank here. That's definitely going to get lost. But at the same time, Cross the Biles going down. And losing pretty much everything out there. Is a counterattack here. Now this is not a good position for Polt right now. Soulkey is behind his army. He's trapped them inside of his base. So unless he can do some significant damage with this, this will be a tremendous loss of marine life. So is doing a bit of micro with it, but manages to snipe off the Mutalisk. I suppose, you know, you could say it was worth it, but honestly I'm not quite feeling it. He's lost 2 medevacs and a bunch of Marines for that. So I think it wasn't the best of choices. But I suppose he doesn't have to worry about the Mutalisks anymore. So that's just one thing to take out of that fight. Now in his own base he's got a bunch of barracks. Not a huge amount. 4 of them, 5 of them in total. 5 barracks, not a huge number by any means. But of course it does have quite a big building potential. Now there's a missing reactor there that he should probably make. It doesn't really hurt him not to have it. Army supply is favoring Soulkey. Is Soulkey going to move out? Is Soulkey going to attack? Or is he just thinking of turtling like this forever? Medevac getting lifted up. By the way, did you see the post on Reddit where Blizzard are considering nerfing this? They're thinking of removing the siege tank drops. Personally, I think that would be brilliant. But I think that because the game is so fast paced, it would probably kill Terrans. Oh, not enough corrosive biles going down on these siege tanks. They're still alive and nuking away from the back, continuing on with their Flight of the Valkyrie song. Now this base is fully established at this point, 3 bases. This is exactly where Soulkey wants to be right now. He wants to be ahead on economy. Doesn't have more workers, just to note. I mean, he only has about 3 advantage. But of course the mules are giving him the advantage there. The one difference is, of course, that he can potentially saturate it more. And there we go, the engagement going down. I think this is actually going to be favoring Polt if you think about it. I mean, the army supply is bigger for Soulkey, but he does have siege tanks in the back. Had siege tanks in the back. Correction, no longer favoring Polt. My mistake. Stin Marines are just so strong against pretty much anything except for Ultralisks. And I have a strange feeling that very soon we are going to be seeing the Hive going down here. Unless, of course, he can end the game before the Mass Marine comes out. And oh, nice round here from the Zerglings, preventing those Marines from running into the base, but getting lifted off instead. And getting to safety on the high ground with a siege tank in the back. Now, the wall is not exactly existing anymore, but that's quite okay. I'm sure he's quite confident that he should be fine here. Level 2 ranged weapons is complete for the Zerg player. And these Marines probably going to get warded off here. Going to have to back off. If he doesn't, he's going to get pretty much taken out immediately. Now the engagement going down inside the main base. Going to snipe this off very, very quickly. So many Stim Marines and Marauders. And is he going to lift them off? Oh my god, he's getting away untouched. Did he even lose? Oh, he lost a few units there. Yeah, there was a medevac with 4 units missing. But still, 19 drones. And still, even more, that's actually inside this base here. So 22 drones so far with this harassment. And of course, managing to snipe off a hatchery. Beautiful play here from Polt. And 42 to 23 is the worker count right now. I think that if Polt continues with this right now and essentially reinforces his army, he could very well bring this game back to a 2-2. And these Zerglings starting to work away at these. They take so long to kill workers. Wow. And finally starting to wear down the low health ones. And let's see, 102 to 91. Army supply is slightly favoring Soulkey. Siege tanks in the back, they're not defended though. He could easily take those out. Marines from the front. It's actually kind of a semi-surround. A bit of a concave here. But 2 of the siege tanks have been destroyed. And at this point, that army is not alive anymore. Soulkey in a lot of trouble right now. A lot of trouble. These Marines, while they are very low on health, if they get hit by any sort of corrosive biles right now, they will get very, very quickly dropped. These 3 Marines still, this harassment has been going on for quite some time at this point. And beautiful thing to see 10 people on the stream. A new record actually for my channel, believe it or not. Let's see, 72 to 80 right now. Polt with a greater army. Zerg obviously wants to be ahead in army supply pretty much all the time. And let's see what happens here. So army supplies are favoring Polt. He has kind of a semi-surround. The siege tank is just out of range to attack, but could very well start attacking very shortly if these units get any bit closer. Is cleaning up this army. But all he's got left is a few roaches and ravagers. Now this base gonna potentially get taken out here. And what is he gonna do here? Taking out a few of those SCVs. Is getting warded off. Now I think he could actually take this straight on. There's not actually a whole lot here for Polt. This siege tank, dude, 1 hit. There we go. Beautiful. And there we go. Unfortunately, getting taken out here. Not enough units to fight after he's getting worn down. I think that if he would have continued and just fought them head on, he would have probably taken them out. Now these Marines still in place here. Good job, guys. So quite a long game here on Central Protocol. Both of these players fighting out for that $25,000. Well, it's actually the total prize pool, so it's a bit broken down, but they want to get the top prize, obviously. There's only 8 players, so essentially you have to beat, let me think, 1, 2, 3. 3 players. You need to beat 3 players to actually win. That's pretty much it. So 2 best of 5 and 1 best of 7 series, I believe, is the correct amount of games. And then you can win a bunch of money. But of course, this is also a qualifier, so I think you get brought onto the next Intel Extreme tournament if you win this. Probably the top 2 actually, so. Medevac drop. Let's see what he's going to do with that. With these roaches taking out a few SCVs, going to probably deny this if it doesn't get lifted off. Oh, a lot of Marines and Marauders here. There is concussive shells research, so he is going to slow down and take out these units. And a waste of Zerglings, unfortunately, but in the meantime, main base is getting invaded. There's not a whole lot here. I mean, notice that the command center and SCVs have all been transferred out of here. So anything that he can actually do here going to be quite effective for him. Army supply is, or worker supply is very low for both of the players. Just 19 to 22 supply in worker count. Army supply heavily favoring Polt. I think the Polt right now needs to just go for a base race. But very difficult to make that decision. It's not that you just, you know, out of the blue just decide, hey, I'm gonna go for your base, screw you, and your roaches inside my base. But no, not an option, unfortunately. He needs to be safe. He needs to make sure he doesn't lose too much to a state of non-return. But he does need to defend his base. It's very important. Now this medevac finally reaching around here. Didn't do a whole lot of damage. I did see that he destroyed a few drones with that. But inside the main base now, not going to be able to do a whole lot. Units are in position to defend against it. Now, I haven't asked this in one of my VODs in quite a while, but how do you feel about the game sound? Is the game sound too low? Because I know that if the music is a bit too loud, then at that point it just drowns out my voice. I don't have a very booming voice. It's kind of a more relaxed and low-pitched voice. I mean, low tone. So quite often any sort of background noise just drowns it out completely. Now these Marines Marauders, oh, there we go. GG has been called. Polt at 2 points against 2. And this is going to be moving on to game number 5. Pretty damn awesome. And that is it for game number 4. Polt now tying the series up at 2 apiece. And we're definitely going to be moving on to game number 5. Super excited to have a first full series from this tournament. And that's pretty much it. Of course, leave the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Adding it to your favorites would also be of benefit, because that of course shows YouTube that this video is liked. And that's pretty much it. Good luck, take care. I'll see you guys in game number 5.